Hey guys, Shaun here. I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who has been tuning into the Play It Up podcast so far. We really love doing this podcast and really appreciate everyone who listens. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Play It Up podcast, and you can watch the full video podcast on YouTube or listen on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Buzzsprout, and more. If you like what we do, please give us a follow, subscribe, comment, like, or review. And if you really like us, please recommend us to other people who might like us. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the episode. And welcome back to another episode of the Play It Up podcast.
Yeah.
As always, I am Shaun.
I'm Mike.
I'm Neil. Oh, no. Fuck.
No, that was
Start again.
That was like just...
Mike always goes second. That was my...
All right, one more. I'm Shaun.
Oh, hang on. I missed that.
I'm Shaun.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Neil.
Nailed it. Oh, all right, sweet. Welcome. This is Play It Up Christmas special. Basically, today we will end up running through our favorite moments from the previous 11 podcasts so far and just catching up with each other as we always do and talking about current happenings in the retro gaming world that we are aware of. So I guess first things first, how are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad. Just
Nice.
busy with life and work and everything.
Perfect.
But yeah, not too bad.
Have you been playing games in that beautiful new games room? Not new games room, but new setup of the games room?
Yeah. The time I've spent in here in the last 5 or 6 times I've been in the room, which would usually like game time, has been in here setting up shelving and putting it together, getting it ready for the Christmas break.
Man, well, it looks awesome. Like from what I can see right now is nothing but games and shelves behind you. So it literally could be as big as like a football stadium. I have no idea. The whole frame is covered in games. So
yeah. It's pretty much
when it ends.
It's just that space where that giant entertainment unit was, and it's just 2 shelves instead of that big fat entertainment unit.
Yeah, that's a good entertainment unit, but too big for the space that you had, right?
Yeah. It just wasn't what I needed in the end here.
Yeah. Can you run us through like your thoughts of like how you wanted the whole room set up and like is it sequential in some way or?
At the moment in the shelving, it goes from the oldest stuff at the top to the newer gen stuff towards the bottom. So it generally starts off Atari 2600 at the top and then works through like original Game Boy and then like Super Nintendo going down to Mega Drive, down to Super Nintendo, down to, what do we got? Mega CD, then PS1, Nintendo 64, and PS2 at the bottom.
Nice.
On the gift card rack side. Then on the DVD shelf side, it finishes with PS1 at the bottom, being the oldest. And that's all the games I couldn't get to fit displayed on the gift card rack.
Okay, nice.
Flash game display rack.
Everything is like front facing on the rack there. The Perspex like gift card.
Yeah,
that looks so good, man.
Yeah, it's just awesome to get to like appreciate the cover art that you never really see because things are either were in a box or they're on a shelf like just a spine out.
Yeah,
it's just nice to get to
see the artwork too, and like to choose a game to play instead of just looking at words on the spine. Are you actually seeing artwork? Like, I think that makes a difference.
Yeah, and one of the things I've done is I pulled out games that I have lots of that wouldn't all fit in one like frontward facing rack of games that I don't play often that I should play some more of or that I haven't played yet. So they're ready to grab and go when I'm gaming over the Christmas break. Yeah.
Nice. Do you kind of just walk in there now that you walk past the room and like just look at it and just enjoy it? Like even if you don't have time to play games?
Yeah, that's it. Like Even most times during 95% of the week, these both have dust covers on them, just because it's so dusty in Queenslander houses. And so when I do come in the room, I take the dust covers off and just even if I'm just in here like working, doing stuff, putting stuff together, trying to hook things up, just take the dust covers off and just have them there to look at as I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
Nice. That's so like such a good effort on your part for like continually keeping dust covers on. I've never done that, but I guess I don't think I've ever lived in a Queenslander either. So
yeah, dust is a real shit issue here.
That sucks. Do you mean in Queenslander houses, like the Queenslander style, or
that's it? Yeah, the weatherboard style houses, that are pretty popular in Queensland.
Dusty old things.
Yeah, that's it. It's crazy.
Just like the games we like to play.
So have you got a game picked out that you're going to play over the Christmas break, Mike, now that you got your games room all sorted?
Excellent.
No, I'm just going to play heaps of different games. Just
Smash
see what I end up playing. Yeah, just grab off the shelf, whatever comes to mind, or something I haven't played before. Get through a few of those, but yeah, just in general, just enjoy it. Possibly, yeah.
Jeez, I feel sorry for your toilet, mate. So good. Nice. Yeah. What have you been up to, Neil? You've been playing some ghosties, mate? Bit of spaceys as well?
Yeah. Just at Netherworld, so a bit at home too, I should say. But I had a bit of a breakthrough game on the marathon, Ghosts and Goblins. So racked up a score of 999,900. So one kill off 1,000,000 points, which is like so bittersweet. But yeah,
talk about a choke.
It is what it is. Yeah. It was like it was in a really simple spot. It was that because like I looped it twice. So it was my first one credit clear. And it was back at the very start level. Shooting flying burritos, as Jen and I call them, but they're like they're supposed to be ghosts, but they're just really poorly designed ghosts that look like a flying burrito, really. I actually died there, which is kind of like a bit painful, but it was a really fun run, and hopefully I can improve on it. So
nice, man. So that was your first 1cc?
Yeah, it's my first 1cc on Ghosts and Goblins. So it's on the marathon setting, so you get a life every 70,000 points, but it's still very difficult. I actually lost all of my lives, so I completed the whole first loop besides the second last level, and that's where I just a lot of my lives died trying to get past these two devils, and I was actually on my last life on the first loop, and I'm sitting there thinking this has happened to me time and time again of just getting to this point and dying, and I finally made it through this time, so I was absolutely stoked. And then, it happened again on the second loop. So I didn't die all the way to the second last level. I used up all my lives, and on my last life, I got the 1 credit clear. So, stoked. But I clearly need to work on that level just so I can retain some lives. But yeah, just absolutely stoked.
Yeah, man. Do you plan on save stating that level?
It's something I'll do. I just need to really nut down and practice it. I already have, but a save state would probably help in that regard. The other thing that was holding me back a little bit was I found out the board, the arcade machine at Netherworld is set on an 8-way stick, where it's a 4-way game. So it's okay to play on, but as soon as ladders are involved, you can easily go down a ladder accidentally.
Sounds like similar to DK.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully there's more improvement to come. Just got to have another clean game, and see where it goes from there.
If you want to look back in a few years, you can look at the dates of the podcasts, and we've been talking about your journey with the ghosts Ghosts and Goblins record a lot, so you can listen to like yourself talk about it and where you were at the time. And
Yeah, definitely. I've even got like a book that I keep my yeah. Maybe I'm not that interesting to listen to, but
wow.
I'm just turning the fan up because I'm getting quite hot listening to this talk. Yeah.
Good call.
I thought it might have been a sneaky speed run. But, so yeah, I've got a book of when I complete my have bettered my scores on tournament and marathon. So if I submitted both of my scores at the moment, I would be fourth on the Twin Galaxies boards, so leaderboard. So yeah, getting there.
For sure, fourth in the world's pretty good, man. And
yeah, like just to complete the game, like just to say I can 1cc it is a pretty big achievement for Ghosts and Goblins. So yeah,
can only go. People have ever done that? Like that's recorded at least.
Unfortunately, not. A lot of the Ghosts, like a lot of the records on Twin Galaxies, especially on MAME, like a lot of the files don't work anymore, so you're unable to view like any of the older runs. So yeah, but yeah, it's an achievement anyway. So yeah, stoked.
Man, I hope Twin Galaxies, like at some point, everything works nice and smooth with the site. I know they've gone through different changes in ownership and all that, so of course there's going to be issues. But it would be like, I think it's such a cool idea and site, like the world leaderboard. But when I tried to upload some stuff on there, like it just kept freezing, and it wasn't my internet or anything. Like I would try to upload a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater video and it would just freeze, and then I would have to restart it. I just gave up because there weren't like crazy records or anything. I just thought,
same as me with my Raiden 2 with the GoPro footage of my Raiden 2 run at BPAC. I tried like, I don't know, 6 times to upload this one video, and it just kept crashing every time. Like,
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
If they just like allow YouTube submissions somehow, like you upload your own. I don't know how they would do it because they have to make sure that it's your video. Maybe if you just show yourself in the video or something like that.
I think the issue there is a bit like those INP files that are missing. Like YouTube videos can be taken down, so they want that kind of. They want the games kind of recorded so people can like actually view those runs. But it's got to be. I do agree that there needs to be some easier way. It shouldn't be that difficult to submit a record. So
no, it shouldn't.
Especially like for Kibby, who's going for like a 40-hour run on Nibbler. Can you imagine uploading that?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Probably take longer than the actual game, man. Yeah, we need to talk about Kibby as well. He just set his PB. So Michael Kibby he lives in Brisbane still? He's from,
I'm pretty sure.
Out of Brisbane.
We'll claim him.
Queensland, Australia. Yeah, he's ours. So he was going for the world record, I believe, right, on arcade?
Yeah.
For Nibbler. If anyone hasn't seen the documentary Man vs. Snake, highly recommend it. It's kind of a King of Kong style documentary about like just a guy trying to get the world record, kind of has a nemesis, someone he's going against in a way. And Michael Kibby's got the world record on MAME, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, he set it at Netherworld. So I'm not sure if it's still standing. I'll have to check that. But he definitely broke it at Netherworld.
Man, that's awesome. And I don't know exactly. I can just look it up quickly. Do you guys remember what score he got this time?
I think he got 420 million in 18 hours of gameplay.
Okay.
Around 420 million. And we were last updated by Johnny Bond, a thread that we were on. Johnny Bond was saying it was going really strong at the 17-hour mark on like 417 million or something like that.
17 hours, 409 millions, 101 lives left, and still going strong. He sent that on the other day. So I went and watched his stream a bit. Yeah, and he was killing it.
Yeah, but obviously, playing such a long game like that, there would be a point where you would, I suppose, know if you've got it in you. And yeah, clearly didn't work out. So
yeah, he'll get it though. I mean that's a brutal thing to go for.
I say it in a like a sad way that like he didn't continue going, but like what an effort and what a PB, like 420 million of like playing 18 hours straight of any game is a great achievement. So
insane achievement.
Yeah, when I tuned in, he was at 12 hours and he was just killing it. It's pretty fun to watch, man. Like, it gets after a while, like you don't want to sit there watching Nibbler all day, but it's just impressive seeing how fast his hand goes with his badass driving glove on.
Yeah.
To do that, like he's even at 12 hours, he said, "Yeah, like I'm starting to feel like I want to go to sleep, but I got to push through it, and my shoulder's getting really sore." He said that's where it really hurts is the shoulder. I guess all that movement on the joystick, but he'll get it.
Did you see him play with the other hand by any chance, or when you were watching?
No, I didn't notice it. At least does he do that?
I'm not sure. Might be something that he can implement, I suppose, if his shoulder's getting sore.
Should get him on the podcast. He was on the very first episode of the Play It Up podcast. If anyone's he helped me figure out using Audacity, I think, to record the audio and everything because he's a IT guy, so he knows his tech really well. So yeah, shout out to Kibby for being part of this little podcast we call Play It Up.
He's a part of the family now.
He is. We'll claim him as family as well. Yeah, we should get him on again to talk about it. Whether he gets the record soon or not, but he did say he's planning another run after Christmas. And if anyone wants to watch, I believe his Twitch handle is just Kibby, KIBBEY. So you can.
It would be great if he said it on Christmas, because I'm pretty sure in that Nibbler movie the guy sets it on Christmas. That's when he breaks the world record again.
That'd be pretty great.
So it's like it's meant to be, surely.
Yeah, man. Kibby the Kibbler. So cool. Nice one. So your Ghosties PB is huge now. And what's the world record again, Neil?
For that run, it's in the 3 million mark. So I'm not going to go for that. I'm going for the tournament settings one. So my best score in tournament settings is 790,000, and the record is 1.1 million.
Oh man, that's pretty damn close.
Yeah, for sure. Just need to have some longer games. Get to there's a couple of places where you can really rack up points, like 100,000 points in one part. So just got to get to those spots again. Just have clean runs. So easier said than done, but yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah, for sure, man. We know you will. And you'll have another world record under your belt. You've still got, officially, do you still have the Wonder Boy record?
Yeah, still officially have that. So yeah,
Nice.
there's a couple of Sydney boys that have been they're pretty good at it. I'm sure they'll get it one day. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Until then, yeah.
For now, you're still the champ. Wonder Neil.
What am I going to be after it's gone? Like,
Just
I
Neil.
won't be Wonder anymore. Just Neil.
You'll be Ghosts and Neils. Terrible. Nice one. Well, next on the agenda is the awesome Ultimate Denizen tournament. I wasn't able to go, which sucks because I love that tournament. I love everything at Netherworld, but Ultimate is always a big happening because there's a lot up for grabs. Getting your hand painted portrait up on the walls of this beautiful establishment is something that everyone wants, I think, and just I don't know if is there still a belt or now it's a trophy, right?
It was a trophy this year. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, if you're right. Previously, well, you got a belt. I'm not sure if Johnny Bond got one.
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did, but maybe I'm not sure, but yeah, I got a belt and
Maybe you were meant to give the belt back, Shaun, and you just never did because it's it passes between each ultimate.
yeah, that's not going to happen. I think the year is on my belt though. I think it says 2018 on it. So
okay, cool.
yeah.
So yeah, for everyone at home who doesn't know what Ultimate Denizen is, yeah, Netherworld Arcade in Brisbane holds a yearly event. They have a competition across between, I don't know, 12 and I think this year it was 15 different games between arcade, pinball, and consoles. And they can throw a lot of curveballs in during these competitions as well. So last year they had a VR game running on PS4. And that was something most of us had never ever seen before, which was cool because we tried to play Beat Saber. But yeah, it's just a yearly competition they run. It's like 15. Is it $15 to enter, or $10 even? It's not much.
No, it's not. And you get a free beer, right? Or
you get a beer, and you get the pin as well, the collector's pin that goes with the day.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, absolutely awesome fun. Like all skill levels welcome. And you just come in, you get 5 minutes on each game to set a high score, and you report your score back to the judges with your photo of your score, and see how you go during the day, catching up with a bunch of mates and meeting new friends.
So good. And this year the games were, I'm just going to do it alphabetically because that's what it has. Yeah. So there were 15 games this year. Carnival, which is a light gun shooter, which is pretty cool. Crazy Taxi. Dr. Mario, was that on the NES, I guess?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Meteor, which is a pinball. Monster Bash, which is a pinball. Miss Pac-Man, that was on Arcade Cab, I'm guessing. Outzone, what's Outzone? That's an arcade game, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm familiar with the name. I'm just not.
Top-down shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Love it.
A bit like Commando, if anyone's familiar with that.
Oh yeah, cool. Like a run and gun, top-down kind of.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Nice. Paperboy, is that arcade?
No, that was on Master System.
Master System Paperboy, nice. Peggle 2, was that on Xbox or something?
It was on like Xbone or PS4.
Yeah, it was one of those two.
Nice. Stranger Things, Pinball, LE, limited edition, I think that stands for. Taiko no Tatsujin. What is that, boys? You were there.
Rhythm action game. And it's you have like a drum. It's like a Japanese arcade drumming game, but made for the Switch. So you have the drum set up in front of you. You have two like drumsticks, and you have to hit the drums in time with the drum beats coming across the screen, sort of thing.
Okay, like Guitar Hero with drums.
Yeah. It's very similar to a game on GameCube, Congo Bongo, which is like a Donkey Kong game where you had like these two tom-tom drums. Yeah.
Was it?
Or like Samba de Amigo on GameCube.
Okay. Very cool. That sounds fun.
Nintendo Wii.
TMNT, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. That's the arcade version.
Yeah. That's right.
Was that a new cab? I saw it on Jimmy's Instagram, I think.
Yeah, so on the day it wasn't in the new cab, but they have the new cab in now, which has replaced the Teenage Mutant Ninja Heroes game. So yeah.
Was that what it was called in Europe? Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles? Actually,
Um,
I just looked it up. And when it first went to the UK, Ninja Turtles, the BBC renamed it Hero Turtles because they thought ninja was a very a violent word.
Too aggressive, eh?
Yeah, they said upon TMNT's first arrival in the United Kingdom, the name was changed to Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, since the BBC deemed the word ninja to have excessively violent connotations for a children's program, which is ridiculous.
wow.
I think ninja.
So, like, I wonder what happened with like movies, like Karate Kid. Was it?
Karate Kid.
Hero
It's just-
Kid. and
Martial
like
arts child.
the three ninjas, those kids, the three heroes.
Three heroes. Oh, easy.
There was they said that when the actual live action movie went there, though, they kept it the same. They kept it as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, and they even took out Michelangelo's nunchucks in the 4th season. They completely replaced them with a grappling hook, which was the turtle line. That was Mikey's signature weapon. Can you imagine Michelangelo without nunchucks?
Just cull him from the show. Like, just get rid of him. Pretend he didn't exist.
Yeah. That's without
So they're on the search
nunchucks,
for
man.
Michelangelo. He's got kidnapped by Shredder. Just got to go find him over a season.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, his nunchucks are too violent. Let's just remove him from the show. That won't be traumatic for the kids.
Yeah, that's like making Tony Hawk's with like Tony Hawk riding a bike or a scooter.
Tony Hawk's Pro Scooter. Oh, that makes me sad. Oh, he did a 900 tail whip. Oh, who cares?
Check out his razor.
Oh, he's got the sick new blade scooter. Oh, that makes me sick. Anyway, back to Ultimate Denizen. Oh, how fitting. The next game on the list is Tony Hawk 2 on PS1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think
made another comeback.
Yeah, Johnny took that out, didn't he?
Probably, yeah, because Kibby wasn't there, so.
Yeah, or me. God.
Yeah. And you weren't there either.
Or Shaun, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently that bloke's pretty good too.
He's
But just everyone out there, Tony Hawk's like the one game that's actually continued in the competition throughout the years. So there's been 4 Ultimate Denizens now.
Yeah.
And that one's been a part of each one. Well, a Tony Hawk game. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Tony Hawk 1 was maybe in the first one.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's been Tony Hawk 2 every time or not. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Tony Hawk's every Ultimate. So you might as well just get good at the game. At least Tony Hawk 1.
We thought they were going to switch it up with a Shaun Palmer's Pro Surfer or Pro Border, whichever one he is. Or
yeah.
Hey, mate. Or
nice. It was delivered like that? Oh, okay. Cool.
Shaun just got a delivery of the food.
You're famous now. Sorry, that was Michelle's brother.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Sorry, what were you saying, Mike?
Yeah, we thought they were going to mix it up and give us a different game instead of Tony Hawk's 2 or a Tony Hawk's game. We were thinking like Matt Hoffman's or Shaun Palmer's or Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer or something like that. Yeah. But no, back to Tony Hawk.
It would be interesting if they did that, because I think the mechanics, if they're any of those games, if they're made by Activision and what's the other?
Just Neversoft.
Neversoft. That's what I was trying to think. I was thinking NetherRealm, but that's Mortal Kombat. Neversoft, yeah. They would all have similar mechanics. I'm pretty sure any of those games I've played, if you're good at Tony Hawk's, you'll be okay at these other games as well. Because the way the trick system works, like X to jump and then different tricks and grabs and stuff. Yeah, nice. Tron was the next game on the list for the Ultimate Denizen, so the arcade version. Is that right?
Yep.
That was such a beautiful cab. I love that.
Awesome. Just glows with that black light. So mad.
Oh, it's so hot. Typing of the Dead was the last one, and that was that on PC.
It was on laptop. It was awesome.
That's so good. I'd love to play that. I want to see. Let's see, like who might click on. Where's Neil or Mike? Mike Coolican. Ooh, strong showing on Tony Hawk's 2. You came second. Dr. Mario,
shit.
you came second.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I thought
man.
I had first before.
99 points.
Whoa.
Nice.
Outzone, you came fourth. Crazy Taxi, you came fourth. Meteor, you came sixth. Miss Pac-Man, you came seventh. Typing of the Dead, you came 10th.
Yep.
And then it goes on from there. Very nice, man. You came overall, I think you came like, let's see here. The standings were Mike came sixth.
Mm-hmm.
Neil, you came seventh, and you tied with the famous Johnny Bond.
Johnny Bond, yeah.
Very nice. Neil was a bit more balanced slightly overall, but you had you came second in Miss Pac-Man. Very nice, 30,000 points. I know you can do better than that too, but that's good for your one credit.
It's sorry, most of them were like 5 minutes to play. So at the time,
yeah, that makes sense. But you did pretty well on Outzone as well. You came fifth. You came eighth on Tron, eighth on Taiko no Tatsujin, and eighth on Dr. Mario, and 11th with Paperboy, man. And you came 12th overall with Tony Hawk's 2.
Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised at that. Yeah. I'm not a Tony Hawk player, so yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like you're either you know how to play and you get some crazy scores, or if you haven't really played before, it's not like, you know, some people could play Pac-Man and have really good reactions and be good at that game pretty quick. But if you don't really know how to play Tony Hawk because of the different controls and what things do and manuals and all that, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I was literally just like staying in this like half pipe and just like doing circle and square tricks, trying to do 2 combos in a spin. And that's how I racked up my score. So
that's solid, man.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Who was first and second, third, Shaun, in the comp?
I'll just go through that in a second. I just need to. Okay, cool. Just needed to update something on OBS. So we had the standings were. Yeah, let's get to the brass tacks, as they say. Number 1. Oh, actually, let's start at third.
Yeah.
Oh, let's start at fourth. Let's start at fifth, because I know all these people. I don't want to mention them. At fifth with 1,341 points, we had Stan Stakovitz.
Yeah, Daniel.
Stakovitz. He is a Netherworld regular and an all-round good gamer. Good on him, man. The favorite every year, Tyson Hargreaves, came fourth.
Yep.
Everyone wants him to win and thinks he has a chance every
definitely.
year, and he definitely does.
Yeah.
He deserves to be up there, man. He deserves to be on that wall.
Yeah, he does, for sure. For sure. Michael Dott. I'm not familiar with that name. Do you guys know Michael Dott? D-O-D-T?
No.
Dote or Dot?
I've met him recently through Gary, so I think he's a pinball player. I think
he was there he was there on Monday night at Pinball Frenzy. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Frenzy. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, congratulations to Mike becoming third.
Yeah, he got a huge score on Meteor on the pinball, like 21 million or something like that on the day, and just absolutely crushed it.
Yeah, nice. Are you sure it was Meteor or was it Stranger Things? Because he had 220
Might have been
Stranger Things, and he came last on Meteor. Almost. Well, for his scores, it was the
Oh gosh. Apologies, sorry. Yeah, it must have been that. He definitely came first in the pinball.
Dude, he was good overall. Like his lowest points was 66, so that means he came 35th, I believe, in Meteor. But then next one up was 83 points, and then from there it just goes up. So if he did slightly better on Meteor, he could have taken it out quite easily.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's crazy. So good on you, Michael, for coming third there. I think he would have got a gift voucher for Netherworld, and maybe like a little collectible or something. I wasn't there, but
a medal.
a medal.
Yep.
Nice. And congratulations to number 2, second place, Ben Reeves. Man, that guy, he came third in 2018, second last year, and second this year.
Yeah.
That's got to be devastating, but also like every time you place in an Ultimate Denizen, you got to feel pretty good. And to place that many years in a row, that's like almost worthy of an Ultimate Denizen in its own right. Because
yeah, for sure. Like
overall game,
no one would. Yeah, over all those three, he would be so high above everyone else.
For sure.
Because like we've had such a change in winners each time, and or people who have placed. So besides him, he's like the standard.
Yeah,
it's so good. Good on him. Shout out to Ben Reeves. He's a great dude and hell of a gamer.
Yeah.
And drum roll, please, for first. Thanks, guys. Gary Eldershaw. Gary! Shout out to Gary, man. What a bloke. He is a beast, man. No, it couldn't go to a better guy. Like he's at Netherworld all the time, just playing, having fun, drinking, just killing it. Like he's good at so many games. So no surprises that his best. He came first in 3 different games. Crazy Taxi, which he's a beast at. I think he even has the ability to get the world record if he wanted to, maybe. 472,195, which that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
5 minutes. Yeah. Well,
he beat the next guy by almost 100,000. So that's freaking great. He came first in Taiko no Tatsujin with 277,000. Very nice. Ben Reeves came second in that one as well.
Oh.
And Carnival, Gary came first in as well. No surprise since he's a beast at point blank and light gun shooters with 193,230, followed closely by Dan Stack at 156 and then Tyson at 119. Tyson also previous world record holder for point blank, so no surprises there. Jeez. And then, he did well in Tron, Tony Hawk 2, Paperboy, Typing of the Dead, Monster Bash, Stranger Things. He was all top 10 for all of those. And then top 20 for Dr. Mario, Peggle, Outzone, Meteor, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. And then Miss Pac-Man was his worst, where he came 25th with 76 points. But great job. Congrats to Gary. I'll be happy to see his portrait up on the wall, man, and I hope it's a good one. I'm sure it will be. I don't know if Shani's still painting them or what's happening there, but shout out to Shani Finch, one of the staff at Netherworld. I assume she's still working there, and she's a fantastic artist. If anyone wants to check her out, it's SHANI. Is it ANI or AR?
ANI.
SHANI Finch, FINCH. She's a really cool person and a great artist and fantastic bartender as well. So
I just wanted to get back to the point, like with Gary. Like you said, like it couldn't have gone to a better guy. I think there's like a handful of people that you're always barracking for just because they sum up Netherworld, and everyone's kind of barracking for those people. You're just stoked that those people are kind of on the wall. So congrats again, Gary. It was awesome to see you up there.
Totally, man. Like I think that goes for Dan and Belinda as well. Like you're always barracking for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's a whole like so many people, but yeah, some people just seem to embody like that kind of alternative, just really super nice, approachable people that Netherworld is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and you feel like there's basically a 90% chance if you go there that you'll see one of these people at least, which is just awesome.
It's weird to go to Netherworld and not see like one of the regulars there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened for me. Like maybe it
Yeah.
has, but then you see the staff and they feel like regulars too somehow
Yeah.
because they hang out there sometimes when they're not working as well.
True.
That's a true mark of a good establishment if people actually want to hang around after work or before work.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, did you have anything to add to that, boys? For the ultimate?
No, I thought it was probably the best Ultimate Denizen in regards to obviously they've tried different things over the years, but this year they really had like 4 kind of stations of where the games were, and they had somebody adjudicating those games or there to like take your score straight away, pretty much. And I think this year worked better. It just flowed really nicely. Everyone got to play their games. It actually ended up earlier than expected. So yeah, it was just a well-run event, and yeah, great to catch up with so many mates,
Yeah.
which were all there together. Especially after this year when we haven't been able to hang out as much as we would usually like. So yeah, it was just super well done, and yeah, congrats to Jimmy and Ben who put on the show.
Yeah, yeah. Big shout out to those guys. And wow, what a cool idea for an event. And yeah, I hope it just keeps going and going. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it sounds like they've figured it out now, like so that everything can run as smoothly as possible and have like no sort of controversy where like, oh, they didn't play for 5 minutes or anything like that, which is a hard thing to really keep track of. Like it does rely on some honesty, but when you do have different stations and an adjudicator, it really minimizes the potential for like cheating, whether it's on purpose or not.
Yeah, like something that they've worked on as well is it was noticeable this year that the games that they chose, the scores don't go away from the screen. So I remember that being an issue a couple of years back.
It's
I
one of
think
those
it was
games.
like
Yeah.
Prehistoric Isle was an example. I remember like your score's only up there for like a millisecond before it closes. Final Fight, another one.
Yeah, Time Crisis 2.
Yeah, geez. They didn't think about Ultimate Denizen when they made these games, did they?
Yeah.
Jerks. Excuse me. Just needed some H2O.
I'm just going to go grab some water as well. I am thirsty as.
Oh, nice. You're a thirsty one, Mike. Hey, Neil. Just think away. I'm not here. Well, while we're waiting for Mike, let's just admire this 8-bit dough. I don't know how to say it. 8-bit dough or 8-bit dough.
Whoa, that's so cool, man. Just needed a close up there.
I don't think looking into the camera lets you see it better, mate.
So is that like that's a Nintendo knockoff, surely?
Oh yeah, but it's like all official. I don't know if it's that the patent ran out on the SNES stuff or whatever, but it's like, yeah, super. It's a super knockoff, and but it feels really good. Plays good. 2.4 gigahertz wireless controller for the Mini, and I can plug it into my PC as well and use it wired with USB.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's really
really
yeah.
nice.
Kind of reminds me of something that what's his name was talking about last episode. Old
Scott.
mate, what's his name? Yeah, Tiller. Was talking about how like they're really Nintendo are super assholes about their rights, like in regards to like streaming contents and stuff. But then you can get like a replicated game, like
A Game
what do
Boy
you call
shut.
it? Yeah. It's so backwards, eh?
I think they're picky about what they really focus on. I think if they've got a product in the works still, or if you try to profit from something that they could profit from currently, then they clamp down a bit more. Like if they are going to release a Game Boy Mini, then they'll probably stop the modding community a bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure though, but yeah, I think when they were doing the like NES Classic or on the Switch, the NES and the SNES libraries on there, maybe I think they started to clamp down on like torrenting sites or like ROM sites and things like that, made it harder.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so and that's fair enough from a business standpoint, like if they want to make money from their previous owned products, but stopping people from streaming and promoting your products, like that doesn't make sense because no one's stealing profit that Nintendo could make from that. They're only getting people to go and buy it, basically.
Yeah, it's interesting the way like they obviously think in their own kind of way, like culturally, that like they've got like that strong Japanese culture, of course, which like I think there's like a pride mark that we don't actually fully understand, like they do.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think part of what I heard recently actually was the Super Smash Bros. Community were having a tournament, and they were using like a modded version that used a different kind of internet code to make the matches better, because the one that Nintendo used or uses is pretty crap and there's lots of lag. And because this tournament was using a hacked version with a different code, Nintendo tried to shut it down, which is really poor. I mean, like if someone can make your game work better than you without actually altering anything except for like how it runs online, then that's on you. That's your fault. That's not the fans' fault for trying to play your game in a competitive sense, in a better way. Like it's 2020, man. They don't have a choice. Like they can't just get together and play.
Yeah, totally. Find out who did the code and recruit the fucker.
Yeah, exactly. Give the person a job, man. Don't destroy people, like, because you're just going to lose fans that way, and they don't have to worry about that because people love them so much anyway. Hi, Michelle. You know, if you run like that, like it doesn't stop people from seeing you. It makes you really quiet, though. She's so embarrassed. So cute. She's getting some Tim Tams ready. We got some gifts sent from Australia for the family.
We get it, man. Yeah, we know all about Tim Tams.
Oh, who doesn't love them?
Yeah, I don't like them.
You don't like them, Mike?
No.
I'm just going to mute Mike for a second now.
Welcome to Neil and Shaun's podcast.
Yeah. Play it up with no mics allowed.
Sleeved edition.
Sleeved edition. That's so good. Long sleeves or short sleeves? Muscle shirts or Sorry, Mike. You're allowed to not like Tim Tams, mate.
Yeah, I like Vegemite. You know, I don't mind a bit of VB.
Bit of VB.
Very Aussie, I guess.
Nice. Well, let's move on to. I'll talk about a couple of things I've been up to lately. So I finished a couple of games, some platformers. One quite easy, still challenging, and one just super freaking hard. Super Mario Brothers 2. I finished, and that's the not so hard one, but it was still quite challenging. I did use save states because I don't really want to go back and do parts of the levels that I know are easy and I've done a bunch of times over and over. I don't want to keep doing that to then get to the hard part. I know that's how you do it like hardcore, and if I wanted to do that, I would. But yeah, I like using save states if it makes the game more fun, basically.
Yeah, it's the modern way to play hardcore platformers, man. Like no one has the time these days. You know, adults don't have time to sit down for 4 hours and play one platform game. It's like,
yeah, it's true. Yeah, and I've got so many games that I want to experience that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I really like a game and I want to like set a record or just get really good at it, then yeah, I'll play it how it was originally meant to be played. But you know, there's a reason they introduced save states to more modern things and even modern ways to play old games.
I reckon you might be surprised, man, if you went back and played it from the beginning. Now that you know how to accomplish every level, I reckon you would be surprised about how far you could actually get now on the one run.
True, I reckon you're probably right too, man. It's amazing how like some parts of levels, they seem so difficult at first, but then once you get that like muscle memory in and the pattern kind of in, then you can just do it over and over.
Yeah.
We've got 10 minutes, by the way, before Zoom kicks me off again. And the other game I finished was Super Meat Boy, which is the super freaking hard one. And I didn't even finish the hard mode. So when you finish a world in Super Meat Boy, I think if you get if you finish every level within the A+ time limit, then you can play the Dark World, which is the same level, but it looks different and it's more difficult. Like different obstacles and maybe like just different colors and stuff. So I didn't finish that because that was going to drive me crazy. But I finished the normal story, and then there's a world after that where you are like the girl version of Super Meat Boy who's then saving Super Meat Boy. So it's kind of like the princess saving Mario.
A Super Meat Girl.
Yeah, I don't know her name. The world is called Cotton Alley or something because she looks like she's kind of made out of cotton candy and everything's pink. So yeah,
does she play different? Like, does she like have a different jump or like a different slide?
Just like there was like kind of heavy metal music throughout Super Meat Boy, and then you get to that and it's all happy, like super nice music. Although you're still dying as soon as you touch a chainsaw and blood goes everywhere. But it's all like cartoony, so it's not like gory. Yeah, I finished that, and that was friggin' hard. And I haven't felt like that good about finishing a game in so long because it was so hard, and I stuck through it. And like, only 3% of people that have played it on PS4 have finished it.
Oh, wow!
Pretty rare for any kind of game. Like, unless it's one of the games that you get for free. Maybe it was free a while ago for PlayStation Plus or something. Because, you know, everyone gets those games, they're free, they play them. Oh, who cares? I'm not going to play it again. That kind of thing to bring that percentage down. But yeah, 3% have ever finished it, and then less than 1%, so 0.9% have ever finished the world that's after that. So I finished both of those, and I was like, oof. I really enjoyed it, but I was happy to be done just because it was so difficult. Like,
did you?
Yep.
Sorry. Did you find it like difficult? Like, did you do one level and it was like super difficult, and then like the next one might be a little bit easier? Like, how does it flow?
Yeah, so maybe it depends on the person, but I found that some took me like, you know, maybe even 100 attempts before I would get past it. And they're only like between sometimes, you know, they're between like 5 and 30 seconds for the most part, each level when you actually finish it. It takes that long. But yeah, the difficulty level does kind of go up and down a bit. It's not consistently getting, like, overall, I think it consistently gets harder for sure. But within the worlds, like one level could take you like 100 attempts and the next one might take me 5. But that probably depends on what kind of platforming you prefer. So Super Meat Boy has like wall jumps. You can move back and forth while you're in the air a bit. Then you can get different characters that have double jumps and things like that. But yeah, for the most part, I just use Meat Boy. And yeah, it's super difficult, but I recommend playing it even if you just play the first like couple of worlds, and then if it gets too frustrating putting it down, but yeah, really fun. I picked that up at GameStop for like 13 euros or something secondhand, so about $20, and stoked to have that like as a physical version. I don't know if I've ever seen them before in like EB Games or anything, but I think it's pretty rare to have it physical because it's kind of not a super well-known game for PS4. I think it came out first on PC and everything, but there's a new one coming out. Either it's already out or it's out really soon, but it's called Super Meat Boy Forever. So I'm kind of scared to get that because this one was so brutal, but I also want to see what it's like because it's super well done. Like when you finish the level, you think, wow, they really, especially if you do it in like a speed run kind of way, you think, wow, there's like a lot of thought went into this. A lot of testing must have been done to get these obstacles in the very right position. Yeah, super, super fun. I love that. Have you both played it or no? Just Neil, I think.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of it. I've found the boss stages quite interesting along the way. Obviously, there's kind of like boss stages for worlds, like you might understand it a bit better. But yeah, I had this one where I was like getting chased down by like some man on a machine or something like that. So you have to like times more on the essence with those ones. But yeah, no, it's a super fun little game. Feels so neat too. Like the way that the controls act with the game is just like perfect.
Totally, man. Yeah, super like tight controls, as they say.
Tight, yeah.
Yeah, real tight. Yeah, man. I used so in Mario you use like, I guess it's Y to run and B to jump, or X to run and A to jump on a Super Nintendo controller, or an NES you use B to run and A to jump. This gives you the option for that, but also you can use L1 for sprinting. So I actually didn't know that you could do it the square and X way on PS4. So I started playing with L1 and jumping, and I got used to that. And then I tried to go back to the other way, but I feel like freeing your thumb up more for timing and stuff by not having to push two buttons with your thumb actually works better.
Yeah.
So I think for platformers to have the option to make sprint like one of the shoulder buttons and jump just a normal X or A or B or whatever, I think that's a good option because that's how I play this game, and it helped get through some of those super tough levels because you're not just rocking your thumb back and forth. You only have to worry about one thing with your thumb, but it is tricky to kind of train different parts of your brain. Then I guess your left hand and your right hand have to work together. But I guess that's always the case because you're using the D-pad as well. So yeah.
I suppose like it's like you're playing both games like at the same time. So like you're playing it with like two different like similar games, but like with two different control styles. Yeah, you can understand that would have been weird.
Yeah, it was a bit, but it worked out. And then I went straight from Super Meat Boy to Mario 2, and yeah, it was all good. Took a little bit to adjust because Super Mario 2 doesn't feel quite as like tight as we said, like because it's more old school and everything. And yeah, it was a bit frustrating trying to finish that, but I'm glad I did it. So now I've finished the whole Super Mario 1, 2, and 3 plus the Lost Levels. I've finished all of those games now.
Nice.
Pretty stoked with that. I don't know. I think maybe the only one I finished with no save states, because you can on Mario All Stars you can use save states, but I finished Super Mario 3 on Famicom, so that was no save states. But I think I left it on overnight or something to come back and finish because I think it's unlimited continues.
So what are you going to pick up now?
I'm focusing on Tetris a lot because I was in another online Tetris tournament, which I actually came fourth in, which I was pretty stoked.
Hey,
wow.
Nice.
Yeah, out of 11 people. So it's tier 3. So there was only, I think, 11 people in that tier. It's the lower tier of that because competitive Tetris is nuts, man. People are so good. So I've been focusing on trying to get good at that, playing on level 18 consistently which is pretty damn fast, but trying to get good at that speed. And Super Mario Odyssey is the next one I'm going to finish, because I've got that on Switch and I started playing it, then got distracted with some other games. But yeah, that's a great game too.
So
Loving
that's like the 30th edition, Mario edition, right?
No, this is just Odyssey that was on the Switch, like original Switch game.
Oh, right. Yep. Cool.
Maybe you're thinking of Sunshine or something on.
Oh, I thought like that. Yeah,
3D
sorry.
Warfare.
I thought it was like one of the older games, but obviously Odyssey came out on Switch. So
Yeah, it's I think a couple of years old now, 2 or 3, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's great. And then I will finish. Then I need to play Mario 64 and Sunshine. Those are 2 I haven't finished before either. So yeah, trying to get all of the like the mainline Mario games finished, because they're all fun and they're all like similar but different, and yeah, just find them always to be a good level of challenging. So I think we'll have to move on unless you guys have anything to say.
no, good.
No.
All good regarding my gaming escapades.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, the other thing I had lately was a Super Nintendo Mini. I had hacked one for I hacked Steve Riding's NES Mini for him and added a bunch of games and stuff. And then I did one for Ben Piercy as well. And kind of in that process, because I hadn't really wanted one, I sort of wanted to have the original stuff. I thought maybe I'll get one day. But when I hacked them and saw how cool the menus are with all the game artwork and everything like that, and now I'm over here in Germany and I don't have my Super Nintendo with me, and I wanted the authentic experience without having to buy like a full setup and everything. And so I bought a Mini, and that came with 2 controllers. Got a pretty good deal on Marketplace, €75, so about 110, 120 dollars. Like that's kind of what they run for, and especially now with COVID and Christmas coming up and everything. And then because the controller cords they're long, but not long enough for like how big TVs are these days and how far you sit away from your TV, and also like not wanting to pull the console away from the TV every time you play it. I went and got on Amazon a 8BitDo wireless SNES gamepad, which I think just looks really cool. I love the color and layout and how authentic it looks. And yeah, it feels exactly the same. The buttons feel really nice and like responsive, and we'll do a few.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys can, if that's
real nice.
it up, but like really nice and like a good amount of mushy.
Yep.
If that makes sense. That word mushy is that means something rude in Germany. So sorry to any of our German listeners, if there is.
That's what we call Molly every now and then. Our dog.
Mushy.
Mushy, yeah.
Man.
It's one of the nicknames.
I guess you can imagine what it means, but yeah. Shouldn't call your dog that, mate.
Oh shit! All right.
Oh shit. So yeah. What's that?
Oh, so it's one of like 20 different nicknames she has.
Yeah, you get like that with your dogs, right?
Yeah. Anyway, go on. Your SNES Mini. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hacked it, and I put basically like any game that I thought was decent from just going through the list of SNES and NES, and I put PC Engine on there, and which is TurboGrafx 16 for anyone who's not familiar with PC Engine. And what else? I put one Game Boy game, just Tetris on the Game Boy, because Michelle likes to play that. She doesn't really like the NES version, which I find funny because I think it's way better. And Game Boy Advance as well, and some Game Boy Advance games.
Cool.
I think that's everything I've got on there. Yeah, and just like, so when I get into the menu, it's got just the normal SNES Classic menu, and then there's other games, and with the Hackchi, which I use to hack it. That's the program, Hackchi, Hakchi. Anyone can do this, by the way, as long as you have like basic knowledge of how to use computers. So I hacked it, and then you choose your little logos for your different consoles and your folders and stuff. So I chose a cool like pixelated Virtual Boy console for the other games. And then you go in there and there's like a little pixelated PC Engine, a SNES, a NES, and it just looks really nice. And it automatically downloads you tell it to like get all the artwork, and it just says Googling and finds like, I've got over 500 games on there now, and it found artwork for like 99% of them. And it looks really crisp mint. And when you're going through a library of games that have lots of Japanese names and you have no idea what it means, it really helps to have the cover art to see like, oh, there's a ship on there, that's a shooter. Because that's mostly what I want to play on the PC Engine is the shoot 'em ups. And I've found a few which are really fun. And the next thing I'm going to do, which is really cool, I didn't know about until I watched the tutorial on YouTube of how to hack it. You can get I think it's called OTG cable, and it's basically like a micro USB that runs into a USB hub that'll power the Mini, but also it will allow it to connect to the internet because they don't come with Wi-Fi functionality or anything. So I put a USB dongle into this USB hub, and then you can go to retroachievements.com, I think it is, but if you just Google retro achievements, sign up there, and there's like fan-made achievement lists, which you can then sign in on your hacked Mini. In the RetroArch menu, you can sign into retro achievements, and if you're playing through Mario Brothers and you've got all this set up, it'll know when you finish a level or a world, and whatever the people who made the achievements have set as the goals, it'll pop up just like it does on modern console like PS3, PS4, Xbox. So I just think that's cool.
It'll pop up on the screen as you're playing it?
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, to think that you can do that for like NES games and stuff.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that like big time. It gives you an excuse in a way, like another dimension. It adds another dimension to playing some of your favorites. So like you could smash through Wonder Boy, Neil, and probably get like 20 achievements in like a few minutes. Like things like finish level 4-3 of Sonic without taking any damage. And then you have that challenge, and then you get rewarded, and you go onto the website as well. And I think it even has icons and stuff for the different achievements, and you get level up and everything like that. And I think most of us enjoy that feeling of leveling up with things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully on the next podcast, I'll have that all up and running and can talk about it more. But I just thought that was super cool. So if anyone has a Mini and they want to add more things to it, just get on YouTube, check it out, and go for it and have a ball. Yeah, was there anything else you guys wanted to say regarding that? No? I've got a question for Mike then.
Oh.
How was your trip to Perth, man? And did you bring anything back?
It was awesome. Yeah, I did. I brought a little nugget of gold back with me. But no, I had a great time. The borders were open up between Queensland and Western Australia. The quarantine between states had stopped in mid-November, so I booked a flight to go over, because all my family's in Perth, so I booked a flight, head over there to see them all for like a long weekend. And it was awesome. Got to catch up with everyone, all my brothers and sisters, my dad, all the nieces and all the nephews. It was just an awesome time hanging out and just having a couple of drinks and just talking crap.
That's
enjoying the family time, really. Yeah. But yeah, around and during all that, you got to play a few games too. So on the flight over, I had the OG Game Boy with me, the backlit one, and I got stuck into some games I hadn't played before. So I jumped into Star Wars on the Game Boy, which is kind of like the it's like on Game Boy Advance. It's kind of similar to that one.
Okay.
But yeah, just side-scrolling platformer. Then you have like the overworld screen where you're in the land speeder looking for like new caverns to go in and new platformer levels to find. Pretty awesome. So I haven't played that. So I got about, I think, 25% of the way through the game because it tells you a percentage every time you finish a level. So that was good. I'll go back to that and give it another shot sometime. Then I got another game I hadn't played before, which has been in the collection, was Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird, the NBA game. It is not good at all. Like, it's probably one of the worst basketball games I've ever played.
Well, it doesn't sound very good.
It is a basketball game on a Game Boy original, so it's got limitations to start with. But yeah, I was sort of came into comparing it to a Commodore 64 game called Dr. J versus Larry Bird, which was like a one-on-one game, similar setup, but the Commodore, even though it's Commodore 64 one might be older, it plays way better.
Wow.
Is it
Jeez.
Is it one-on-one basketball? Like, is it literally like Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird?
It is, yeah. You get to choose Jordan or Bird, and you see about 1/3 of the basketball court, and you just play in that 1/3, and that's it. So there's not even a full court. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the AI is ridiculous. Like you play it, and the AI grabs the ball, runs to the 3-point line, and just shoots a 3 every single time. And you try and like waggle your way towards them and try and block them, and then as soon as they get the ball again after that, they run to the 3-point line, and you do 3-point shots yourself, and you cannot get them in. Like I tried for a good 20 minutes playing this terrible game.
Whoa!
And yeah, I just gave up after that. I changed difficulty down to easy. Didn't really change a thing.
Did you score at all?
Rarely. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like every 5th or 6th shot I took, it would go in.
Shit, that sounds like me playing basketball in real life. Man.
Oh,
so a good percentage in basketball is 50%.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like kind of hard shooting threes or like just shooting into a smallish kind of hoop if you compare it to something like soccer, I guess. But there's no goalkeeper, so yeah, nice.
Yeah, then at my brother's place, he's got his Super Nintendo Mini. He's hacked it as well himself. So we played some games with the nephews and
what a copycat!
What's that?
What a copycat!
Yeah, well,
he thought I was the only one. Just kidding.
Yeah, so I played some Rock and Roll Racing, some Super Mario World, Super Mario Land. Some Yoshi's Island. Yeah.
Nice, man.
And
some classics.
That was good. Yeah, just the classics. Yeah, just had a lot of fun. Not playing serious, just jumping around, showing my nephew Miles how to play, and in Rock and Roll Racing, because it's the isometric viewpoint, Miles couldn't really play. So I was like, all right, Miles, you do the accelerator and the guns, and I'll do the steering. So I was like, single player co-op. Which is not too hard to do. Like on the first level where it's a square, or the second level where it's like a square plus a little bit, it's not too hard to do with someone doing accelerator at full speed. But yeah, that's about as much as we got onto that.
Miles didn't know how to brake. Come on, he's not going to get through the Gran Turismo license. Come on, Miles.
He's only 5-ish years old, so he's still sort of understanding how games work and how the controllers work.
Mate, by that age, you had already gotten all gold medals in Gran Turismo.
No way. I was way worse at games when I was young. Yeah,
fair enough.
And then on one of the last nights there, my brother was like, all right, we're going to play some new games. And we pulled out Last of Us 2 that he'd been playing through on his PS4. And he was stuck on a level, and we jumped into it and we just grinded it out for half an hour on this one level, going over and over. And yeah, we smashed it, got there in the end. He managed to get through it and continued playing further through the story. And man, beautiful game. Lots of fun. Like,
yeah.
Have you played it? You guys played it?
Man, Last of Us, the original, is my favorite modern game, and the Last of Us 2, I loved it as well.
Yeah. Just
sucks
awesome.
that there was no multiplayer in Last of Us 2, because the multiplayer for Last of Us 1 was epic. It was so good.
Okay.
But yeah, the story and everything, and it's freaking brutal. I'm not going to give any
Yeah.
spoilers in case people are waiting to
Yeah.
play it,
Yeah.
but I loved it, man.
Yeah, it's tough and it's gory and it's like, yeah, just atmospheric as hell. So good.
Yeah, those Naughty Dog, man, they know what they're doing.
That's it. Yeah. And then on the way home, I jumped into Resident Evil DS, Resident Evil Deadly Silence on the DSi XL, because I'd just been wanting to play Resident Evil again. So I just jumped in, and pretty much my whole flight home was just playing through the first, I don't know, playing through the mansion, really, waiting to get into the basement and then the sub-basement and so on.
Didn't you say that the flight attendants had to ask you to be quiet because you kept screaming really loud because you had your headphones? Can you imagine that on a flight? Just.
But when I did have the original Game Boy out on the flight over to Perth, one of the attendants came past and goes, "Oh man, that's pretty old. Like, what is that? 30 years old, that thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much 30 years old. Yeah, just over." Yeah.
Crazy.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, and the little nugget I brought back. Whoopsies. Little nugget I brought back. In the last podcast, I talked about our Donkey Kong Jr. that the family had. My sister was like, "Look, you've got the games over there. You take the little green beast with you."
That's so cool, man.
I said that you should take it.
I got to bring Donkey Kong Jr. back home.
It looks mint, man.
It's pretty sick, and it still plays awesome as well. Like, it's a good little challenge, and it taught me how to play video games when I was a little 4 or 5 year old as well.
I'll give you 20 euros for it. Man, that's like 30 Australian dollars, bro.
Whoa, man.
That's probably worth like over 100, isn't it? Australian?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Man.
This one's got a few scratches on it because, like, I think at one point, one of us siblings, I think my sister might have tried to engrave our surname into it.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah,
like that Troy kid who writes his name on every cartridge.
Simon and Walter on those Super NES carts. Oh, God.
It was never a cool name that was written on there. It was always some annoying kid, Walter.
Or like a surname, like Wilson or something.
Yeah. It's like, man, if someone steals your game, they're not giving it back.
No, the name's going to still be on there. Like, they're not going to care.
Yeah. I guess at least if one of your dodgy friends, like, who steals it, you go to their house, you can see your names on it.
Oh, yeah.
So, sometimes you have friends that, like, you really like, but you just can't trust,
My name's on the fucking cartridge, Gareth.
No, that's mine. I wrote your name on it because I like you.
It's just a smudge.
Yeah.
No, I bought it from someone else called Gary. What do you mean? It's not yours.
It's not even your handwriting. Yeah, my mum wrote it.
My mum. Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
And that was my gaming adventures to Perth, in Perth and around and on the way back from Perth.
Yeah. Nice. So you didn't go to any arcades there?
Nah. Like I had just enough time to get like 3 or 4 good family sessions in, hanging out, catching up, and went to see my mother-in-law as well and have a chat with her and catch up. And there was just no time to borrow a car or get Uber drives here and there, back and forth. I just wanted to just spend it with family this time around.
Yeah, I heard the Palace is like a great place to visit. Down over there.
Last time I went there, a lot of the machines were having issues, but that was like over a year ago. So they might have fixed things up since then. Hopefully, the Mortal Kombat machine, the buttons, and joy. Yeah, it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out when I go there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back just to see how they're going and see what's happening in there.
I'll just go in and say, "Oh, Mike Coolican said your Mortal Kombat machine is shit." And they'll just be like, "Coolican!"
No, but that's it. When I ever go back to Perth, the first stop's always Nostalgia Box in the city, which is a console museum.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, the second stop is always Player One Arcade, which is a beautiful little curated arcade and console collection that this guy has on the side of his music school. And it is an epic little, it's like a 2-room miniature function area, just full of awesome stuff.
Oh,
And then
So they've
stop,
they actually they played in Battle of the Arcades one year, didn't they?
yeah, I think they did the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
2018? Yeah, 2018? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
man.
Yeah. They ended up having a couple of rough pinballers come through and make a bit of mess of the joint with their BYO drinks. So that sort of put them off, maybe, joining in
Oh, bugger.
Battle of the Arcade for years. Yeah. Even though I went and had a chat with them, I was like, we could probably pull a few people together from Aussie Arcade Forum and get some other crowd in for you, for Player One, for the team, for you guys. And he was like, it's just, we gave it a shot. We just, I'm happy with what we do day to day here anyway. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, my third stops in Perth are usually Pot Black as well in Northbridge, which is, it's a pool hall, but they have an upper deck area, which is just a row of CRT arcade machines. And it's awesome.
Wow.
Just old school stuff, right into like Time Crisis, like 19, I think it's a 1945 Strikers there as well. Street Fighter EX2 or something, one of those old Street Fighter 3D ones. And yeah,
sounds like one of those little side arcades that were at movie theaters and stuff that haven't like upgraded to the new shit.
No, pretty much. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's awesome, man. None of those like stacking machines and like claw machines.
Nah. Just straight up classic arcades.
Stuff that like makes you want to pull your hair out because you. Shit, man. Nice. Well, when I go to Perth, which I definitely want to do, I will check out all these places.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of retro games shops in Perth, like heaps, like at least 4, like that I know of around.
Seriously?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we only have like 2, I guess, in Brisbane. But Game Traders is not real. Is it Game Traders?
Yeah, Game Traders.
Not really a retro game shop. It has some retro.
Yeah. I went there last week. It's like a patch in the back corner of the store now. So hidden behind those vinyl pop minis or whatever you call them. Yeah.
Man, those things must sell like hotcakes, hey?
Oh man, it just called the shop vinyl pop minis or whatever. That's all they really sell.
Pop vinyl featuring one Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's it.
And like the Pokemon and Magic the Gathering card games are like overtaking the store as well. So they have a massive section for that now, which is sort of pushed back on where the retro gaming section used to be as well.
Yeah, well, you gotta do whatever you could do. Yeah, like it's better than them closing down and having no retro section, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, totally. I think it's just funny the name Game Traders. Like, it's not about trading games anymore. But yeah, you're right. You gotta do what brings in the money.
I guess it's not trading video games, but there's card games, there's board games. It's
true.
It's kind of clutching at straws a bit, but still,
playing games with retro parts because there's not enough retro stuff.
Oh man, I think we're kind of lucky that there still is a Game Traders in Queensland, and it still has a retro section. Like,
the
rest have shut down. There used to be 3 others that I think that I knew of when I arrived in Queensland. In the past 8 years, there's only 1 left.
It sucks. Don't worry. I have a plan to open up a retro shop in Brisbane one day.
Do it. Yeah.
But, who knows if that'll ever happen, but I would love to.
Yeah, that'd be epic, yeah.
That'd be awesome, man.
It'd be just a dream come true. Even if I can, like, make minimum wage or, like, make how much I would make on the dole.
Yep.
With a game shop, I'd call that a success.
I don't
know if Michelle would, but I would. Shaun, you're making $400 a fortnight. What are you doing? Yeah, but look at my collection. So what if I'm working 80-hour weeks for $2 an hour?
Yeah, I've got 17 people on Facebook Marketplace interested. They're all going to come tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
On the dot. None of them are going to bail out on these deals. None of them. They'll all come and they'll buy.
Reliable.
Yeah.
It would be. I think I would have to do a similar thing. Have a retro focus though, have modern games and possibly, I don't know, maybe a cafe, so people you can make money just from coffees quite easily.
Yep.
Or at least be able to serve some coffees and food. Maybe not a cafe per se, but yeah, also maybe you have some arcade machines and have some competitions and stuff. It's kind of just spitballing at the moment, but I think that would be really cool. I just hope someone doesn't do something amazing before I do, because Eddie's Retro is fantastic, but I think there's space for another retro game shop that also has some playable stuff in it.
Yeah, definitely, man.
With the community that we have there with Netherworld and everything, I really think, even with the support of people I know, could be fairly successful then, plus, just randoms who would walk in. And plus I want to get into doing repairs and mods and stuff, so that is another way. That shop I went to in Italy, that was a big thing that he did there, mods and repairs, and I love doing that kind of stuff. So that would be really cool. I mean, that'd be great. Then anyone who has a PS1 laser die on them, just bring it in and I'll diagnose it and fix it and test it, and everyone's happy.
Man. And there'd be so many more people out there interested in these kind of hobbies that haven't even walked into Netherworld or anything like that. So yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, they
awesome,
don't.
Man.
Some people just wouldn't want to go into the valley, and that's fair if you don't want to. But yeah, I would try to open it in a cool, nice suburb, but not too hectic. Then you're not paying crazy rent, but it's also easy for people to park. That kind of thing. Try to just think about the location and everything, and yeah, it would be awesome. But yeah, moving on. I should not take too much longer because I'm going to set up the Christmas tree and stuff with Michelle's parents today, but parents and family. But speaking of Christmas, do you guys have any awesome gaming memories that come to mind, either playing games on your holidays at school or the best gift you got for Christmas in terms of gaming, or even just non-gaming related Christmas memories? It's a Christmas special after all. Yeah, anyone? Let's go, Neil.
There's a couple that come in mind. I'm trying to think of a specific one, but I remember getting a new, the family got a new Panasonic CRT TV and a PS1.
What?
In the same Christmas.
That's like
and
a
it came with. Yeah, it was amazing, man. It was really cool. I remember my brother playing Ridge Racer. We had Ridge Racer, which I thought was really cool. I think it must be one of the first PlayStation games ever made. So
Ridge Racer. Nice.
So we got it super early on, and I've always got this great memory of my brother playing the PlayStation 1. I think it wasn't that Christmas, but the next Christmas we got Gran Turismo, and he was playing Gran Turismo. He's like, Neil, graphics are never going to get as good as this, man. This is the best.
Mark my words, Neil.
Yeah. He almost said it he said it almost every console, I swear. I remember him saying it for Mortal Kombat on the Mega Drive. He was like, Neil, they've just put people in games. Not going to get better than this.
I love how serious it sounds. It's like he sat you down for a serious chat.
Yeah, he's 8 years older than me, so it was this he was pretty much like a second father in a way. So mate, this is as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, it happened every console though. So Halo came out on the Xbox, and once again there he was. So yeah, no, but that's I suppose just the joy of opening up that PS1 when I was old enough to understand what we had. I do have earlier memories of other consoles, but I was just excited because I was opening something new. But the PS1 was or like everyone at school was talking about it, stuff like that. It was the big, PS1 and 64 wars kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
no, that's an awesome memory.
Nice one, man. That was a pretty close race here, right? PS1 and 64.
Yeah,
Back
I'm not
in
sure
Australia.
how it really worked, but I remember it was kind of like a adult games compared to kids games on the Nintendo 64 is how I
Yeah.
remember it playing out.
Yeah.
Not saying that there aren't good games on the N64, but yeah, there was like lots of like the Grand Theft Autos and stuff like that. Much
Yeah.
more catered towards adults.
True. Nice one. That was awesome, Neil.
Yeah.
That's a good story, man. Yeah, Mikey, what do you have for us, man?
No, I don't really have many standout Christmas memories of like gaming and consoles, other than playing games during the holiday breaks. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there
It's
any
all fun.
game or period that comes to mind, or just in general?
Yeah, not really, yeah, because our parents never bought us games or consoles as presents. So we always sort of had to get them ourselves and save up for them and things. So,
Mhm.
because they obviously didn't want us playing games all those hours of every day when we, when we had spare time as kids. But yeah, just, I don't know. Yeah, I can't really pinpoint any one Christmassy holiday season memory. Uh, I think this upcoming one might be maybe my best gaming memory with the games
Ooh,
room now almost fully set up and ready to run.
hell yeah, man. We'll have to ask you next podcast, like, if it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
as good as you thought it would be.
That'll be, I think, yeah. No, yeah, nothing stands out.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Just gaming in
Yeah, but
general.
yep.
Nice one, man. Sweet. Well,
And Shaun?
I've got a few that come to mind. The first one I think I've spoken about on the podcast before was when we got a couple of Game Boys, and I actually still have the footage of it, which was really cool.
Mhm.
We're all opening it, and it's hilarious because we're all like trying to open this present at the same time because there's 5 kids in my family, and everyone wants to open a present, especially because we would always get these like epic like family presents. Everyone gets their individual presents, but then we knew the family presents, like like things from like a trampoline to a Game Boy, which is what was in this one. And like it's so funny because my brother's right next to me and he's trying to get in there, and I guess he was a bit more aggressive. My mum just like goes like smacks the shit out of his hand because he's like being too like aggressive, and it's so funny. But it doesn't like phase him at all. He's just like back into it. And then I don't know who says it, but you just hear someone say, "Oh, Game Boy, excellent!" And it's so good, man. We got like Bubble Ghosts, Hook, Tetris. Didn't come in the original boxes, so I think it was just probably a trading post find.
Oh, the trading post. Oh, there's
Man,
got to be an episode about trading posts.
yeah, trading post finds. Yeah,
Man.
hell yeah. And then yeah, so we were just stoked on that, and like that was the same Game Boys I ended up playing like Pokemon on, and that was my first introduction to Tetris, and that's something I still play heaps now. And Michelle loves playing Tetris on the Game Boy. Maybe even the same. I think the cartridge I have is still the same one. I have 2 versions. One of them is the one that we had when we were kids, so she loves playing that. And yeah, another Christmas was getting the Super Nintendo.
Oh,
Just remember that night that we had it plugged in and we got it working and everything. Because I think it had to be tuned in with the RF. I don't know if it
yeah.
was the AV at that point. And I was like really young, like maybe preschool age. I'm not sure. I was pretty young when we got it, and then I had to go to bed earlier than the other kids, and I got to play only a little bit of Mario because I think we got Super Mario All Stars, and I remember playing Super Mario 2, and I cried when I had to go to bed. I tried to kick up a stink so I'd get to stay up later, but it didn't work. And I think I still remember having a dream about Mario 2, like around that time. It's very faint, but yeah. The last part was the 64. This was funny because we opened, I think it was Diddy Kong Racing or Mario Kart 64. We opened family present of a game first. And this was when you could rent consoles. So we opened a game. We're like, oh, cool. But we don't really have a console. Mum and Dad were like, yeah, but you can rent one out from Network down the road. And we're like, yeah, true. Yeah, cool. And like, I guess we thought, oh, getting a 64 would be too much. And then, yeah, the next present or whatever, the next time we opened a family gift, it was the 64 and we were stoked. And yeah, Diddy Kong Racing is probably my favorite game on that system still. Like, just the story mode where you actually are racing bosses, freaking Whiz Pig and the big squid and all these like different cool bosses that like yell at you when you overtake them. It was just great. But yeah, those are my Christmas memories, and just eating shitloads of food and playing games, watching movies. Just, Christmas to me means just a good excuse to not do much and eat, play games, and see family and friends. And yeah, I don't think that's going to change. Love it.
Yeah, nice, man.
Nice. Is there any other memories you guys had? If not, then yeah, no.
No, I'll leave it for another time. It's a pretty funny one. So,
yeah. Oh, are you sure?
I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it for another time. Till 2021.
Okay, all right. Something to look forward to. Awesome. Let's just go through a few of our top moments from the podcast so far. So was it episode 5 or 6 that you guys came on as like full time?
I think it might have been 6.
Yeah, it doesn't matter really. Sure. But let's go through some top moments. I've got only like 3.5 minutes left on this meeting, but I can just start another one if I need to. Mm-hmm. I'll start with one. I think it was on the first episode where Johnny talks about playing Mario Kart in Denmark with his friends, and they're like so competitive that whenever they would get hit or something, they'd throw their head back. So I think it was Johnny or one of his mates had the idea to put like a big piece of wood on the wall behind the couch so that whenever they would get hit and they would go like, then they would hit their head on the... so Johnny's imitation would be like, you bastard, and they would just keep doing it. Like, it's wild, man. Like, knowing that you're putting up this piece of wood and you're going to do it yourself. You're going to hit your head on it. Like, that was just classic. Like, I love listening to Johnny tell stories. It's one of my favorite things in the world. So shout out to you, Johnny Bond, for bringing some great moments to this podcast so far.
He needs his own episode. He's just got so many awesome stories. It tells them so fucking well. Like, yeah, man, hilarious.
Just amazing. So good. Did you guys have any moments? I've got a little list that we kind of put together, but I don't want to like take over or anything. Is there anything that comes up?
For me, it would be when when Buzz was on with the Mortal Kombat guys, and he was doing the Blicky Bomb Bombay impersonations to reveal the games that were going to be a part of the fighting challenge. I think it was for BPAC or something like that. But yeah.
Ultimate Punch.
Yeah, okay, that's right. And how did that sound, Neil?
Well, this is a funny story. So I saw him the other day at Ultimate Denizen, and after he did it, I ended the next podcast by doing the Licky Bomb Bombay at the very end of the episode. Yeah, I think I might have done it a second time as well on the podcast, and I thought I heard you one day, Shaun, saying like that he thought that was funny. That I did it the second time. But when I was at Ultimate Denizen, it's like, why the fuck do you keep on doing that Licky Bomb Bombay shit? So I was doing it as like a bit of a shout out to what he did, to find out that he fucking hates it.
Sorry, Buzz. Fuck, that's hilarious, man. All right, boys,
He's an awesome character.
Up this. Deeper. Right. Cool. So we've got the Bombay done. Why the fuck do you keep doing that? Oh, we love you, Buzz. It's not like we're not laughing at you, man. We're laughing with you. It's fucking great. Another great memory was Luke Bushell just talking about DK, Donkey Kong, while he was a bit pissed. This was in episode 2, I believe. And he's got great like voices that he does, and when he puts on his like real Aussie Ocker voice, like, "Yeah, fucking, you just jump over some fucking barrels, yeah." So, I can't really imitate him too well, but yeah, shout out to Bushell. Thanks for joining us on that episode, and also for just being hilarious and a great gamer.
Speaking of drunken antics on the podcast, remember that time we had when Jerry was in the podcast?
Frickin' Jerry, man. I have to really consider whether like letting him back on again after that. I've got in my notes here Jerry getting fuck-eyed. And literally, one of his eyes, he couldn't even keep it open. It's just like, oi, Shaun, fucking. He was munted.
Yeah.
It was so good. He's going to listen to this, I hope, and think about what he's done.
Oh, it's a day in the life for him.
Yeah, man. The worst thing, he was already like half cut when he started because he had just done another podcast. So he probably was like fine for that first podcast and then just came in to fuck around on ours.
Yeah.
It was good though.
Yeah.
What did you guys have any specific memories of what Jerry did on that episode? Or is it blurry, like his vision probably?
It got like a bit interpersonal with Johnny and his relationship at one point, but I don't know if that was part of the podcast or something after the podcast. I hope it was after.
I cut it out. Whatever was like too far, I had to cut it out. It was funny because I didn't listen to everything the whole way through because I didn't remember. I thought I got rid of anything that was bad. And then once it was on Spotify, I was at work listening to it. And then I heard that part and I was like, oh, fuck, that's bad. I contacted Johnny. I was like, man, you want me to take that down? And I think he said he doesn't mind, or maybe he didn't remember, but whatever happened, I ended up like re-editing it. Yeah. I want to listen to that episode again. It was so funny. He was such a nuisance because he kept like butting into when other people were talking and taking things on. I had to mute him. And he kind of learned his lesson after that a bit. He was a bit better. That was funny.
Oh, what about when we had John McNeil and some of the other dudes on? And I think, did John go to the toilet mid-podcast in the video?
Oh, yeah, that's the same episode, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he thought he wasn't on camera, and like you couldn't see anything. You could just see like
no.
He just had because the part that his privates were like hidden by the door frame, but you could see he was clearly like looking down and taking a whiff. And I pointed that out nicely. That was so funny. I think I might have deleted that as well, but
okay.
It was hilarious while it happened.
Yeah.
Because I like yelled out, John's taking a piss. And he's like, oh, fuck's sake. Oh man, the next couple of memories I've got here is I loved it when Neil had his giant mustache for a week or two, episode or two. Man,
Watch
looked
out,
like-
Chopper.
Yeah, dude, that thing belonged on a motorbike. Those handlebars were so big. Loved it. Oh man,
Yeah,
looked like Mario's dad.
I like changing it up a bit. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Should call it the Change It Up podcast. Thanks for that pity laugh. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Plenty more to come.
Thanks, man.
Lol.
And the next one is Mike's speed runs, which has like a double meaning because
Yeah.
we kind of insinuated that Mike going and doing his speed runs on Super Mario Land was just speed runs is another word for him having the runs and taking shit
Yeah.
a lot of shits. Just going to take a speed run, Ree. Oh, I just cleaned
That's why
the
he's in the
toilet.
coffee. That's why he's in the coffee business.
It is a bit of a laxative, isn't it? Get that coffee in your mic, and then you can play Mario as fast as you can, man.
Yeah, that's it. Don't have much time when it's a speed run.
That's it, man. That's so good. Well, that finishes off the moments I've got written down, and there's definitely way more. And I want to say thanks to everyone who joined us this year, and just in the podcast in general. Thank you to everyone who's listening. We don't get heaps of listeners. We get around, I think, 50 to 60 in total.
Oh, wow.
Including YouTube. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. More than 60 views or listens in total. And we don't really do it for the listeners, but I do really enjoy it. I think we all really enjoy it.
Yeah, man. Yep.
It's just good to have a chat and get some thoughts out there about gaming in general. And if anyone wants to, we are now, our podcast is hosted on Anchor. So if you Google Anchor, Play It Up Podcast, and I do leave a link in the description, you can actually leave us a voicemail, and possibly, if it's not too rude or too long or annoying, be featured on an episode. I can play it for us and we can answer questions, or you guys can just let us know what you think of the episodes or give us any feedback. And yeah, you can also do that via the comments and on Facebook. And if you have any suggestions for topics or questions, yeah, do it however you can. Get at us. Facebook or playituppodcast@gmail.com, or in voice on Anchor. That would be really interesting, especially if we don't know who it is. It could be funny, and even if we do, that could also be good. Even if you just want to tell us we're shit, just do it. It'd be funny. Yeah, so that kind of wraps it up for now, unless you guys have anything else you wanted to mention.
No, not really. Just want to say thanks for also having I suppose we had Spacies feature us, and also Netherworld let us use their space for two of the podcasts. So that was really awesome. So yeah, thanks guys, and yeah, definitely check out those venues if you're around Toowoomba or Brisbane area.
Totally, man. Yeah, thanks to those guys for helping keep this retro gaming community going and providing awesome experiences for all of us who've been there. And yeah, I wish everyone who listens, and to you guys too, Mike and Neil, thanks for this year, and thanks for joining me on this podcast and making it what it is. And hope you have a bloody wonderful Christmas and New Year, and schöne Weihnachten, as they say in Germany, like a beautiful Christmas, I think it means. Basically, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
You too. Have a great holiday period in Germany. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man. Lots of food and drinking to come, I reckon.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Sweet retro tune will be playing us off right now. So Thanks for listening, everyone, and that's us out for the year. See you later.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Bye.
Watching. You guys. Thanks all. Catch us.